if you've seen my rallies on my Facebook page, images and videos, I shared a snippet of a video on my YouTube channel. I had huge crowds, and everybody that I was speaking to on the ground kept on saying, MP, we don't mind voting for an independent candidate, but President, we're making sure we're voting for President Hakainde Hichilema because we are tired of the Patriotic Front. And this is what made everybody succeed. Whether you are in Zambia or not, you are part of the success of the 2021 general elections, because you told your families over the phone, you sent videos via WhatsApp, you bought data for your families to check what's going on social media, you made sure that the people on ground had the resources. So well done. This was a group effort in order for us to get rid of the regime, the nasty regime of the Patriotic Front. Many of us got tired, especially me who's been on ground in Zambia. I got really, really tired and fed up, whereby we couldn't even say anything. And then towards the end of the elections, like towards the near to the elections, Zambians just kept mute. They stopped commenting about anything. They would just watch what's going on. And when the then Republican President of Zambia said, I'm going to swear myself in as the President of Zambia, I'm winning this election, Zambians were just like, oh, okay, we shall see about that. They were silent. And then we saw a post on one of the PF cadres stating that there would be an inauguration of President Lungu on the 15th of August. Now that was somehow, in fact, very sarcastic. It was very sarcastic and mockery. And then we had pastors and prophets prophesy about how President Lungu is God sent, God loves him, he's a child of God, he should be president of Zambia. And I was thinking to myself, if God really loves us, he will allow us to pick a choice of a candidate that we feel is a better candidate. And President Hakainde Hichilema was that option, in my opinion and in everybody's opinion. Now, Zambians were quiet, but the day of voting, around 2 a.m., 1 a.m., 3 a.m., Zambians started queuing up at polling stations. And then I knew that there's no other person Zambians are queuing up for apart from President Hakainde Hichilema. Zambians wanted hope. Zambians had seen hope in President Hakainde Hichilema. They had seen somebody who is eloquent, somebody who is educated, somebody who speaks economics, somebody who talks about how he would want to change the economy of Zambia. And he made a promise that once he is elected as a president of Zambia, once he is sworn in, the rate of the dollar will start going down, and the rate of food commodities will also start going down, the prices. And believe you me, for the few days that he's been president, he has been working, and the rate has been going down. Obviously, the pound was 29 kwacha. Some people were saying it was even 31 kwacha. It's now 20 kwacha to a pound, 20 kwacha to a pound. And then we've also seen the British ambassador in Zambia, who has pledged, or is it contributed, £9 million towards the welfare of the people of Zambia. And then is it £7 million towards the welfare and whatever that the president has assigned or is budgeted for, and then the £2 million is for education. One thing that really drew me to President Hakainde Hichilema is the aspect of education. You and me who've lived in the diaspora know that education is a priority abroad, and children go to school free of charge. I don't know about other places, but in Britain, that's the case. And I wanted to see the same happen in Zambia. So President Hakainde Hichilema is promising that he will make sure that we have free education for the children in Zambia. Now that's a powerful manifesto. Yes, it is possible. I kept on saying this during campaigns to say, look, education is really possible for it to be free of charge. Remember, we have toll gates. The money for the toll gates, where was it going? It was going in the pockets of cadres. So if President Hakainde Hichilema has a plan to make sure there's free education, the toll gates money will be used to helping Zambians to go to school free of charge. Then we have the issue of taxes, rates, levy. I was speaking to my family the other day, and we're talking about, you know, the business rates, levies, and everything. And they were just like, are you aware that these guys used to make about 100,000 kwacha a day in terms of collecting money from bus stops, collecting here and there, here and there? They made that type of money. So if there's that type of money available, in order for, you know, I mean, that money was available just for people to hang around and play around with, I'm sure there'll be enough money for free education. So that's the most important thing. Now, the president has been hiring and firing, and I've really laughed a lot on social media with the comments from people, and the biggest firing that I prophesied, that I shared on my Facebook, I said, Mr. Kanganja has been fired. And social media went crazy, like, oh, there's no statement from the president. I said, look, he has been fired. Whether he likes it or not, he's been fired. And then this grumpy, nasty, I don't even know what to describe him. He wrote a statement that he cannot be fired unless the president fires him. He cannot be fired by disgruntled people. Were you calling me disgruntled, sir? Well, I helped the president to fire you because I started first by posting that you were fired. And a day later, indeed, he was fired. So the IG, Mr. Kanganja, that was nasty, that did not obey the rule of law, has been fired. And it's just right that President Hakainde Hichilema fires him, because President Hakainde Hichilema is going to be a president who obeys and respects the rule of law. And this guy has broken the laws many times by depriving even President Hakainde Hichilema from campaigning, and just, you know, making funny statements and not paying attention to his role. Instead, he became a commander that was just given instructions to stop the youth from campaigning, to stop the youth from protesting, to stop UPND from campaigning or crossing borders. And I mean, we are one Zambia. Like President Hakainde Hichilema would always post on his Facebook page, Thika Peter, and the issues are gone. Zambia feels really brand new. And the second person to be fired is Charity Katanga. Yes, the woman has been fired as well. She made silly comments about President Hakainde Hichilema before. She called him childish. She would just be so restrictive and was not professional. You know, and the IG, Mr. Kanganja, there's an image which has gone viral where his picture is in the bin. It's in the bin. People were just looking forward to this day when his picture will be in the bin. So the new IG that has been sworn in, there's a video of him where he's shaking as he's being sworn in. It could be anxiety. I mean, you can just imagine you've been fired, because PF was something else. They would just fire anybody who seems straight. They never liked people who were educated and brainy in the brain. They just liked people who were like playboys, playgirls, people who were just up and about laughing, or people who didn't take Zambia seriously. And for the Zambian majority who are educated, I think they really felt, they really felt like the whole cadreism issue of PF and the way they carried on ruling Zambia, more it felt more like, we were in a dictatorship of ruthless people, of people who are not even educated, of people who don't even know what they are doing, and things were just up and down, and they could do whatever they want, and the rest of the Zambian people were not counted or regarded as human beings. And these people were forgetting that it's the Zambian people that elected them and put them into office. So I wonder why they decided to behave like that and be so pompous to the extent that they were expecting to be voted back in power. Really? Not the Zambian people. Like many people say, amenomafupa, meaning these teeth, they are just bones. Somebody can smile at you, but they don't even mean it. So Zambians were just quiet, watching what's going on, and they taught Patriotic Front a big lesson they will never forget. Never take for granted of anybody. And because of what has gone on, PF is gone. It's finished. And I'm predicting that the UPND party will govern Zambia for the next 10 years. And then after the 10 years, hopefully President will appoint, or he'll be appointed, Gary Nkombo will be appointed and maybe govern Zambia for another 10 years. So the UPND has a great future of at least about 10 to 15 years from what I can see, because there's no other strongest opposition party from the UPND. PF is gone. PF may have the machinery, they can have the money, even though they want to rise up. Maybe they can have MPs here and there, but for them to be the ones on the seat, Zambians will not take the risk. PF wasted a lot of money in regalia, in materials, in whatever you can think of, and yet they lost the election. And I remember on WhatsApp groups we would always share what happened to former President Rupia Banda. He had all these sweets that he was giving out, regalias, he had cars, and then the Patriotic Front had nothing, and they won the election on merit. And this is what has happened even this time. UPND was deprived of campaigning, and they couldn't even give out resources or materials. Materials were also limited, but even when they were trying to give out materials, the materials were burnt down, and those people who were into business, they were disturbed just because they were supporting the UPND party. So it's been a really, really tough journey. But my reflection in all this is that President Hakainde Hichilema never gave up. And he is an inspiration to many of us. You and me should be inspired by this man who never gave up. This man that was called a Satanist. He was called privatization thief. He was called so many things. And to wake up on a morning and read a headline, cattle header, the cattle header wins presidential election. British people. You just go and choose Keto Header, and all these other newspapers say whatever they could say. But to be honest with you, I am sincerely proud of the president and his wife for standing by him all these years. Women, we are really good. Behind every successful man is a woman. And I know that